The market's not supposed to go up. There's turmoil in so many places. The dollar's too strong. Earnings are peaking. Recession beckons. We got to go short, not long. And we'll crush it because we've seen this movie before. We know how it ends. No, I'm not talking about right now. That's the position I took 34 years ago when I had my old hedge fund. Oh, I had met with the smartest people, touched bases with the best strategists. I'd done my homework and current events. I thought I was the smartest man in the room. And like many of the bears you read or hear about this quarter, I couldn't have been more wrong. I was overrun by events, and my top-down thesis kept me from spotting some amazing trends that could have made my hedge fund fortunes, like the coming of the personal computer, the creation of biotech, the revolution that was the managed care industry. Every one of these trends eluded me at first, and I paid the price by flubbing the quarter, a great quarter that ended up just exactly like this one. And I learned a valuable lesson back then. See, there's a craft to this business, and it doesn't include sweeping generalizations about what will happen to the entire market by theorists and economists who really should know better. The craft's all about figuring out what will happen to individual companies, unless something so horrible that it impacts them directly, like a credit crisis did to the regional banks, which fell 25% on average this quarter. Now, I wasn't being lazy back then. I was willing to pull the annuals, attend the meetings, learn the stories, but I was arrogant. I had the hubris to believe I could figure out the whole market by examining broad economic tea leaves and economic data, just like how people today say we're doomed to have a recession because of the inverted yield curve. Real bad bet this quarter, wasn't it? The big difference between me and them, when I realized I was wrong 34 years ago, I changed course. Right now, though, most of the people who hated this market because of the mini banking crisis or the Fed's aggressive rate hikes, they still hate it. And worse, they don't think it even matters that they've been wrong. They're almost proud of their ineptitude. You should always be willing to change your mind, though, and you should never take pride in being wrong. If you didn't like Meta or Apple or Nvidia lately, you don't have the right to say their gains don't matter. What will matter is the coming recession. No, you've lost those bragging rights. It matters. And man, as I explained last night in my Nestle's credit crunch search, I can't see the recession yet. What the heck happened that we now live in a world where so many strategists and money managers don't seem to care about the hunt for winning stocks to try to help you make money? A couple of reasons. First, most portfolio managers don't want to stray too far from the major averages. That's how you get fired. Nobody minds if you're wrong when everybody else is wrong, but if you end up being wrong when everyone's right, you're toast. So these guys just try to underweight or overweight some select sectors. They're managing their jobs. Second, these days they get more credit for having a particular worldview than actually making money. Third, they have the luxury of missing one of the best quarters in ages because for the most part, and this is the real secret, they're already very rich. I bridle over this because I am forever back in 1989 or back in 1979 when I was living in my car. I choose to miss an amazing run because I didn't want to get my hands dirty. I stayed above the micro fray. What a fool I was. See, I make my share of mistakes, have for years. But the one thing I always do is try. And that means doing the homework, practicing the craft. It's my job. It's also the job of all the people who rail against the market. The difference? I choose to accept the job. They pretend not to have it. It's too risky for their reputations to admit they got it wrong. I like to say there's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise I'll find it just for you right here on Mad Money. I'm Jim Cramer. See you Monday. Last call starts now.